Hello, welcome to White Tiger Computers. My name is Tom. Today we'll be discussing what we can do to speed up your system once Windows is starting to slow down. There's just several things that we can do to fix that. So, one of the things we can do, we do Windows R, type in the run command here and open msconfig. And what this will do is open up the system configuration, click the startup tab. Depending on what version of Windows you're running, it'll have a list of programs that are running in the background. Sometimes when we install programs, they'll want to start up every time you boot up Windows, and so they'll be running in the background, which is taking up resources and slowing Windows down. Again, depending on which version of Windows you're running, if you have a list here, then you would just simply remove the check mark, hit apply, OK, reboot the computer. Now with Windows 11, that's actually found in a different section. If we hit that button there, it'll take us right to it. So here we have where several programs are being listed. So these three items right here, Steam, we can see the status is enabled, so that's running on boot up. So what we can do is right click it and then hit disable, because we don't really need to have Steam running every time you boot up your computer. You just need it running whenever you want to play a game or run Steam. Another program we have here is the OneDrive. We can actually right click and disable it, because we don't really need that running in the background constantly either. And then lastly, we have the security health system tray. This has to deal with your antivirus programs that are running, and so you do want to have that running in the background. So we'll just leave all of that. Now you may have more programs running depending on how many programs you've installed, but you may have more running in the background, and again you would just disable the ones that you do not need. And we just simply close out of these and restart the computer. Alright, so once we get back into Windows, the other area is just getting rid of some unwanted temporary files that might be cluttering it up. So what you would do is go into your Windows Explorer and then go to this PC, and then when you see here local drive C, if you right click it and then come down here to properties, now in properties we go here to details. This shows how much space is being used for different resources like system and reserve files, installed apps, and here's some temporary files. So if we click on temporary files, and we can just hit, as you can see, the check marks, and see, it'll tell you how much space is being used for all of these items, and we can just hit remove to remove those. It'll clear those and get rid of those unused or unnecessary files.
Okay, so
once this is completed, another thing that can be a problem is your drive may need to be optimized depending on what type of a hard drive you have. So if it's a solid state, it would need to be optimized, which is what I have as a solid state drive. So you would just simply hit this button and then hit optimize to optimize. Now if you had an actual hard drive, then it would be a different process called defragging the hard drive, which would bring the fragments of files together so that it's one complete stream on the drive, instead of it having to jump around on the hard drive to find that file. So as we can see, with that was completed. Now those are your basic items to look for about your computer being slow. Now one other thing that a lot of people overlook is this here, your hard drive capacity. So the full capacity of this drive is 475 gigs. So you do not want to use up more than half of this drive. Otherwise it'll start slowing down if you have more than 50% used. As you can see here, it's the fresh install. Now I don't have a lot of programs installed, but once you start installing programs, start saving files, this will start chewing up your hard drive space. And once the free space, like I said, is above 50%, that's going to start slowing your system down. So you may either need to look at deleting some items, backing it up onto an external drive, or in this case maybe even completely replacing the drive for a larger drive. But those are some things that you can do to start speeding up your system once it starts going slow. So that is just a few things that you can do to speed up your system. Thanks for your attention. If you find it helpful or you enjoyed it, please give it a like, subscribe. More videos are to come. Have a good day. Bye.